Hi girls, Sally here from Bridalicious. In this video we kick off the loving others part of the program, and specifically we look at the practice of forgiveness. When it comes to love, we often get back in the measure that we give out. Love freely, abundantly and unconditionally, and you'll find that those closest to you cherish you right back. Planning a wedding is not a solo effort, and by loving and engaging your friends and family throughout the process, everyone can feel special. This can be so much easier said than done, and I put my hand on my heart and confess that my family relationships weren't all peachy in the lead up to my wedding, our wedding. It can be difficult when you want your wedding to reflect you and your partner, but when you want to please family, your bridesmaids, and those who are diving into their pockets to actually help fund the special event. So tensioning all of this can be really hard. During the final 4 weeks of loving others, you'll be given opportunities to taste the benefits of connecting and reconnecting with others, practicing forgiveness, random acts of kindness and generosity. We're actually born to be in relationship, not in isolation, and fostering your close relationships, especially in the lead up to your wedding, can make all the difference to how much you love others, love your big day, love him, and also love yourself. There can be a really dark side of weddings. The build up to your wedding can often be accompanied with a build up of emotions that heighten as the day approaches. Collaborating with so many family members, friends and suppliers, and wanting to create that perfect day can be really stressful. Not only that, but then there's the marriage, which can involve all the added pressures of moving house potentially, moving in, moving routines, moving names, and a whole bunch of other new moves and expectations. It's not uncommon that with the pressures of a wedding and marriage that emotions run hot. Your parents might have different expectations of you, your bridesmaids might have completely different fashion tastes, your sister may seem uninterested, and your partner oblivious to the sheer volume of details required to pull this thing off. Not sure if you can relate. Sometimes resentments, bitterness, and anger can develop. Sometimes these are a result of circumstances, but more often than not, there's something deeper at their root. Potentially unforgiveness about a past hurt, rejection, jealousy, disapproval, betrayal, or wrongdoing. Resentment, bitterness, and anger have such strong effects on the human body, and there's actually scientific evidence to prove that they weaken us physically, like a burden weighing us down, not to mention steal our joy. So you've got two options when it comes to dealing with bitterness, resentment, and anger that arise in your life and too often before a wedding. You can choose handcuffs. Almost all unhealthy emotions we experience come from broken relationships after some upsetting event. By staying in this state, you actually activate your body's fight or flight response, which increases your stress hormones, cortisol, your blood pressure, your heart rate, your breathing, and your body temperature. Your body's ready for battle, and sadly we experience negative emotions around 7 times stronger than we do positive ones. But remaining bitter, resentful, and angry, you're actually handcuffing yourself to the one you blame. Or rightly put, choosing unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. If you're intent on holding onto your story and being right, then go for your life. But just know that your body, mind, heart, and spirit won't just necessarily like it, just FYI. Your other option is to choose freedom. Ugh, thank goodness. Forgiveness refers to our ability to let go of past experiences or baggage from our past and move on without dragging them around behind us. Forgiveness doesn't make a wrong act right, nor does it let the offender get away with that wrong that they've done. Forgiveness isn't a feeling, but it's a choice. My encouragement is don't let your life be governed by feelings alone, because they're totally unreliable, especially at that time of the month and often in the stressful lead up to a wedding. Forgiveness simply allows you to let go of the anger you feel by recognizing that holding on to it simply makes your life misery, not the other person's. They mightn't even be aware they did anything wrong. So it all sounds easy when I say it fast, but how do you actually let go? Forgetting a painful event is almost impossible. Instead, the goal of forgiveness is to remember the event in a different way by reframing. This involves focusing on the facts from both people's perspective. It's helpful to try and step into the shoes of the offender and their surrounding circumstances. Plus, it can help to recognize your own offenses. No one's perfect, and sometimes actually stepping into the other person's shoes can help you judge them less harshly. So rewrite your story of the event, even on paper, in a way that no longer has the blame and emotional intensity it once did. Enjoy having the weight lifted off your shoulders and getting on with living your life, and love planning a magnificent marriage. Your love transformation task this week is to choose a painful event associated with a person you're currently having a strained relationship with. By strained, I mean that if they were sitting in the room right now with you, that you feel highly uncomfortable. Reframe that painful event through the act of forgiveness. So write it down and then see what happens. Be courageous enough to do this task, because there's infinite power in the practice of forgiveness.